December 8, 2025. Daily Bread. Passage: Acts chapter 27 verse 27 to 44. Key verse: verse 34. Title: Paul shepherds his captors 3. When the 14th night had come, as we were being driven across the Adriatic Sea, about midnight the sailors suspected that they were nearing land. So they took a sounding and found 20 fathoms. A little farther on they took a sounding again and found 15 fathoms. And fearing that we might run on the rocks, they let down 4 anchors from the stern and prayed for day to come. And as the sailors were seeking to escape from the ship, and had lowered the ship's boat into the sea under pretense of laying out anchors from the bow, Paul said to the centurion and the soldiers, "Unless these men stay in the ship, you cannot be saved." Then the soldiers cut away the ropes of the ship's boat and let it go. As day was about to dawn, Paul urged them all to take some food, saying, "Today is the 14th day that you have continued in suspense and without food, having taken nothing. Therefore I urge you to take some food. For it will give you strength, for not a hair is to perish from the head of any of you." And when he had said these things, he took bread, and giving thanks to God in the presence of all, he broke it, and began to eat. Then they all were encouraged and ate some food themselves. We were in all 276 persons in the ship. And when they had eaten enough, they lightened the ship, throwing out the wheat into the sea. Now when it was day, they did not recognize the land, but they noticed a bay with a beach, on which they planned if possible to run the ship ashore. So they cast off the anchors and left them in the sea, at the same time loosening the ropes that tied the rudders. Then hoisting the foresail to the wind they made for the beach. But striking a reef, they ran the vessel aground. The bow stuck and remained immovable, and the stern was being broken up by the surf. The soldiers' plan was to kill the prisoners, lest any should swim away and escape. But the centurion, wishing to save Paul, kept them from carrying out their plan. He ordered those who could swim to jump overboard first and make for the land, and the rest on planks or on pieces of the ship. And so it was that all were brought safely to land. Daily Bread Message. For 2 weeks straight, the 276 people on the ship suffered, being driven by the storm. Some of the sailors, in fear, sought to flee on a smaller lifeboat, a dangerous choice. But Paul let Julius the centurion know about it, and the soldiers cut the boat away, sparing their lives. Early that morning, Paul addressed them all, urging them to eat. He knew how their terror had robbed their appetites, making them too weak to face the trials ahead. He encouraged them to eat by breaking bread and giving thanks to God in front of them. Following suit, they all took food and were strengthened. A shepherd knows life is not a sprint, but a marathon, and we need continual strength for the journey. The ship eventually struck a sandbar, and everyone had to swim to shore to survive. Fortunately, they had eaten and restored their strength. As God had promised Paul, and Paul told them, not one person was lost, everyone reached land safely. Prayer. Father, thank you for those who intervened in my life when I was making bad choices, and for those who helped strengthen me for the long term. Help me do the same for those around me. One word. Be strengthened for the long term.